Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Tinnitist TV. Today I am talking with the fabulous Courettes. And when I say fabulous, you don't have to take my word for it. It says so right in their name. And if anything, fabulous is an understatement. This Danish duo of singer-guitarist Flavia Couri and her drumming husband Martin are an explosive rock pairing who blend garage rock, girl group pop, Phil Spector's wall of sound, surf music, doo-wop, and more into their own signature blend. They've already released 4 albums in Europe, but now they're setting their sights on North America with the introductory compilation Boom Dynamite, an introduction to the fabulous Courettes. Before packing their bags for their first North American tour dates, they zoomed in from home to talk about their record collections, playing on old gear, leaving mistakes in their music, and much more. Enjoy. Well, then let's get started here. We are here today to talk about your new album, The Fabulous Courettes. I love your band name, by the way, The Fabulous Courettes. There it is.
Right from the pressing. First
Boom Dynamite, an introduction to The Fabulous Courettes. Your first North American proper release. I'm going to apologize in advance because you're sort of still an unknown quantity here in North America. I'll probably ask you some questions that you've answered 1,000 times for European people, but
yeah, freak out. Yeah, no problem.
Cool. All right. So, I mean, just let's start with the basic history of the band. You guys got together about what, 9 years ago. How did this come together? Where did you meet? The whole story.
Yeah, we met like 10 years ago in Brazil.
Yeah.
So I was with a Danish band supporting Flavia's old band on a 2 weeks tour in Brazil.
Yeah. So we met in the tour van.
So we met really early in the tour van, and
early in the morning. I think it was like 5 o'clock, and I was in a very bad mood because we were supposed to be 2 weeks on tour, and my former band, we were in a level that would fly. You know, it was plays. Hotel suites for everybody, and then so we had this tour just because we wanted to get some label in Europe. We've been touring Europe for 10 times back then, but we had no label. So we said, oh, let's do this with this Danish band, hook up with them, it's gonna be great. But then I would be for 2 weeks in a van with 9 guys. And yeah, exactly. It was like 2 guys in my band. You were 4 plus the sound engineer and the label owner and the driver and the roadie. So I counted the places. Okay, that's great. It's 10 places, the van. So I'm going to put my stuff here. Then I have a little bit privacy. And then came in Martin as the first one. And then he came straight to that seat. Said, how can I sit here? Boom. So I was like, oh God. But then we start, then I looked while the drummer's kind of handsome. And we start talking about music, and then we were very totally amazed how our record collections were very similar, although we live 10,000 kilometers from each other, and the stuff we have in, just for example, the space age living room, this is something we said, oh, I don't believe you like space age design, me too. And so we were just like thinking, wow, this is really crazy, that we met, living so far away from each other, and we have so many things in common. So that's how, our story started as a love story, actually. That we were together in the last day of the tour, and everything, okay, what are we going to do with this here? And one night stand, will we ever see each other again? And then we were like in a relationship for 2 years, far away, and in the planes, where all the time when my band would tour in Europe. So the last day I would get a plane or a train, whatever, and visit him. He was visiting me in Brazil. So it was a lot of planes all the time, from the tours and also from the visits. So I started writing some songs about it, because when you travel alone, you see people, you think stuff, you have time. So once I was visiting his, I wrote around 8 songs. Should we go to the studio and try them out? And I was like, boom. I'm actually a bass player, but I brought the guitar because I wrote the songs on the guitar. So there was like this in the first day in the studio, the first call to say, wow, this is we have something cool
special
here. Something special.
Yeah.
So, and that was pretty fast. First show we did, Kim kicks from a great Danish band called Power Solo. I don't know if you know them.
Mm-hmm.
They're great. And he saw the show and he say, wow, I want to record you guys. Oh, well, we only have 8 songs. Okay, that's your first album. Here are the rest of the 8 songs. So it all came very fast after all. Huh? So we started playing all around Europe, and yeah, we had the record label, and we the big network also we had from our former bands, but it just like spread up very fast. So
It all
so now,
sounds like it was serendipity. It was meant to be, right?
isn't it? Yeah. And I mean, it took balls also for me, to after 2 years, I moved to Denmark, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I left my former band, like, I could be just there,
your country, your family,
comfortable in a comfortable zone. And I said, no, let's take a chance. I'm going to go there. And didn't know if the band was going to actually exist or anything. And then we record the album, and everything happened very fast. So I think when you take chances, life, just smiles back at you. So.
Exactly. And so did you bring that great record collection all the way over and merge them, or?
Actually, some records we have the same, so I didn't have to bring it. But especially my Brazilian rock collection, psychedelic, mutantes, and all that, I love. I brought some of them, but it's very expensive to bring in. So we're planning a trip to Brazil. I put everything in my mom's apartment. Now she wants to sell it. I said, Flavia, all your records have to be gone. So we have to do something about it. So next time in Brazil, I don't know, we're going to put them in a container or something like that. Then we're going to bring it. We're going to have a lot of double records. So I don't know what to do with that.
Is the kind of music that, not the Brazilian stuff, but the stuff you had in common, the old rock and roll, the surf rock, the trash rock, all that stuff. Is that exceptionally popular in Brazil, or are you kind of a misfit from day one?
Is it popular anywhere?
No, it's
mainstream popular is not anywhere, huh? But no, I'm totally a misfit. Totally a misfit. Yeah. I mean, there's a scene, is a great rock scene in Brazil. And it has always been since the 50s and 60s, but of course we're misfits. It's
does it go over?
They use Spector, like capoeira and a samba and bossa nova. So but I mean, that's not everybody doing that, of course.
Sure.
But
Is it any more popular in Denmark?
No. It's also the same as with Flavia. It's totally for the misfits, for the underground, the subculture.
Yeah, I actually think Brazil is a better rock scene than Denmark, but Denmark's also a very small country.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
we're only 6
We got great
here,
bands.
so we have some great bands, and but it's very much underground here, subculture. So
yeah.
And did you take the band name from the Ronettes in particular, or is it just kind of an homage to that era of band names?
We talked about a lot of band names, I remember, but but the Courettes came really fast because I wanted some with the ets after, of course, after we wanted the reference to the Ronettes. We big Spector and all the girl groups. We're big fans of this. And
oh, that's actually when you fell in love. You said to me that when I had the Phil Spector box, then I said, okay.
That's one of the big main moments in our love story.
Comparing record collection.
I have this very rare Phil Spector back to mono box set on vinyl, and Flavia is the only one I've ever met in my whole life who has the same box. So that's whoa, that was one of our mind explosion.
But of course, Courettes has a lot to do with the Ronettes, but the Marvelettes, and there's the Beatlelettes. So we found out the bang of the Beatlelettes. So it's totally a hint to the bands we.
Then also with the name, which Couri is our middle name, and we also wanted this, like with the Ramones. All the Ramon was the last name. We wanted this to be a part of it also. Also, this Cour means
Cour
spelled a little different, means heart in French.
So courage, like courage, acting
with
a heart. And that's what I've done, moving to Denmark, just acting with my heart, and fortunately it was a good decision.
And we wanted something, we didn't want something, or name no one was. We wanted very unique. So we had to come up with the middle name stuff is it's gonna be our unique name here. So
right. Do you guys pay any attention to contemporary music at all?
Yeah, some of them. We were here into Natalie Bergman.
Natalie Bergman, that's new.
That's contemporary. Yeah, isn't it? I mean, you mean new bands?
I don't know, but there's a million of them.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have interest in this pop that plays in the radio, for example. I have no interest about it. But I think there's always great rock bands around, and we play a lot with great rock bands too. You know, we just played, and we just came back from the UK, and we played with Quetes. They're fabulous band. They're great. Yeah. And I told you about Power Solo, and there's Tremolo Beergut also here in Denmark. So it's it's great bands. And we played with a very nice young UK band called The Lots. They supported us in Manchester a couple of weeks ago. They were great. So there's always if contemporary music is like contemporary rock bands, I think we're always open to digging new bands. King Kong and the Shrines. Who else? There's many good bands.
We try. I'm especially very picky with new bands and songs and especially sounds and. But Natalie Bergman is one of the recent we just found. So very good stuff she did, and a really good album. And, But many times when we tour, we turn on the radio just to check out what's going on, and then we try to give it a few songs, and then we get pissed off and turn it off. And then
it's just the same.
Listen to the stuff we like, and
I don't know, maybe
we try all the time.
You're lucky to have rock radio still. I don't know.
In Denmark, it's really shit with the music right now. It's the mainstream music is. We have a fantastic underground, very good subculture, extremely talented bands. But the thing is,
no mainstream media. It's actually
no mainstream media is here talking about it. No music magazines, no nothing. So all these underground subculture bands here is we have to be hardworking. This is. If you want to grow, you have to play, and if you want to grow a lot, you have to play a lot. So that's the deal right now here. So we're trying to, I don't know. I think it's everywhere in the world. It's this clickbait medias now. They want more and more young listeners, and what the people don't in charge of all this mainstream radios still haven't figured out is. All the young kids don't give a shit about normal, I call it flow radio, but
they hear internet
they don't
radio,
hear fucking radio anyway. So why not give it to the ones who actually care about it? And we want to see. I love listening to radio, but I also want to be challenged. I want to hear new stuff. I don't know. I want to hear.
When all the songs they
don't want to hear plastic stuff.
Pop, it's very. I mean, you said that are you misfits in Brazil, but it was due to rock radio we had when I was a kid. And MTV came to Brazil. It was great. It was full of B-sides. I got to know the Cramps and all these bands, at 2 a.m, when I was 9. So that was it just opened doors, if you have a little bit of the mainstream media just open up to different kinds of different music genres. That's not just plastic pop. So I mean
I just mentioning the Cramps, I love the way that you have so many influences, in your music. Obviously there's that old Phil Spector wall of sound thing going on, but it goes all the way up to, the Cramps, the Ramones, a little bit of Johnny Thunders and the guitar and your guitar playing there, the New York Dolls. That's just such a fabulous, and then you manage to make it all your own. Like, it's not a thing of, this is that, this, they sound like that here and this here and that there. You combine it all into your own sound, which is just fantastic. So my compliments to that. The thing on the new album, or the compilation album, was it hard for you to whittle it down to the number of tracks you picked? Because I know it's a lot of the singles.
Yeah, it was very hard. And I hope we did a good job.
Yeah, because it had to be a representation of all the albums, and it's so funny because we really, I should also say, we have this unique for these days. It's a very unique sound because we're the only ones in the world who actually managed to recreate this, as we know of. The only ones in the world who managed to recreate the iconic Spector sound.
You're doing
so
our stuff.
Doing with our song, with our songs, of course. And so we just thought, wow, this what we have right now going on is sounding so great, And it was really funny. Then we were listening to
the first
to the
one.
first stuff there where we think, wow, it's we haven't heard it for a long
Yeah,
time. So
it was I think it was a
it
huge
was really funny
evolution.
to do. Yeah.
So we had to also, but we would like to show that too, because otherwise we just bring Becky Mono to the US and people can buy it. We're gonna do that too on a tour, but the idea was to show our evolution, because our first album was like totally urgent and raw. Okay, now I want you guys in my studio with Kim, and then we just plug it in and play the songs, and was minimal overdubs here and there, some tambourines, and then we evolved and say, okay, but it's okay that we don't have the tambourine or the piano part live, because it was always we were always worried about, we don't want to be these duos who is like suddenly 10 people on stage. They sell themselves, okay, the picture is 2 people, but live is like 7 or I don't know, 5 or whatever. So we don't want to be a fake duo. If we ever have to put people in the band, so we're going to be a trio, and we don't want to do that. So, but then we starting to allow ourselves, okay, but I have this idea for this piano, I'm going to play it. And it's okay that the piano is not there live, because if the song is okay, it's going to work with 1 people, it's going to work with a full orchestra, it's going to work because the song works. So, and then Becky Mono was like, because we did the wall of sound, it was like everywhere, like 15 guitar tracks, piano, Becky vocal, harmonies, shakers, tambourine, castanets, mellotron, keys, organ. There was like, oh, I'm gonna everything I want to. And impressive, we actually play, I think we only don't play 2 songs of Becky Mono live, and the songs just work. So the idea was, with the coming back to the compilation, was to show the evolution, through the first album, who was very raw. We had 2 songs, and then We Are the Courettes, which already is a development. We have like a song with a saxophone, for example, and featuring Coffin Joe also, which is like
great.
Yeah, and it was one of his last works. So we're very we're very honored that he actually wanted to do that. And then the evolution, with Becky Mono, and it has also some songs from Becky Mono B-side, so which is our latest release. So I think we did a good job, like showing people who we are. So, as you say, a lot of people don't know us yet, so now they can catch up, and if they think, okay, I like more of the raw stuff, so they can go buy the first album. I like more the wall of sound, so they can buy Becky Mono. So that's what we hope this album is going to work for.
Did you butt heads over any of the songs? I want this song. No,
I don't remember.
Yeah, and also with EM from a record label, from Danish Records, we talk, hey, and what do you think? He wanted a bit like this and that. I mean, but we managed to do it. I love all the songs, so.
Oh yeah, and Damaged Goods seems like the perfect label for you guys in terms of their catalog and what they do and what they're about. How did you get in touch with them?
Yeah, the thing is, with the first 2 albums we released on a really shit record label, and we were in 2018, after the second album, we were super tired. We wanted to change.
We were slightly unsatisfied.
No, extremely. We were treated horribly. We were treated horribly, and he was just an asshole, to say it. Hey man, water under the bridge. So we did like a top 2 of record labels from in the world we wanted to work with, and number 2 was Get Hip from USA, and number 1 was Damaged Goods.
And we never got to number 3
in UK. We never did a top 3, in number 2. So we sent, we thought, okay, so we want to change, get far away from this record label, and want a new one, a good one. And then we sent the albums to the 2, and then we thought, hey, let's. We did.
Okay.
And
but we thought they would never. I mean, we thought they would never reply.
We laughed about it, thinking, hey, at least we tried, huh? No,
it's a very good attitude. It's more Martin than me, because they say, I'm going to lose 2 records. They're never going to reply. I mean, we're the kind of band. I mean, everybody says, don't show US. It sucks. People pay bad, and you have to sleep anywhere. And I would say, I want to see for myself. So I think this is a cool approach, because I mean, you have to give it a try. And it was totally like that. Okay, let's send them the records and see. I mean, it was not because we knew somebody, or we just really just sent the records. And
but then it took a long time. Then we didn't hear anything, and actually almost forgot about it. But then suddenly, social media channels, suddenly we saw suddenly we saw from the Damaged Goods headquarters, they began to put on our vinyl and playing Time is Ticking and on the social medias. And then we thought, wow, okay, something's going on. And then we had and now we are Damaged Goods recording artists.
Yeah,
so
we're super happy, and it's just
extremely proud of it.
we're super proud because of the catalog, and some of our heroes are in the same label, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But also because they're very nice people, and it's everything very transparent and clear and respectful.
This is also this coming back to our record collections, because Flavia has been listening to Head Quetes, Head Codes, Billy Giles, Holly Golightly, all these artists there, you know, and I was listening to the same stuff in Denmark, you know, with exactly the same records. And then we found out, wow, we have to, you know, let's contact Damaged Goods. We're raised by all these heroes of ours there, of the UK scene.
So it's amazing.
So that's so that's why it's Damaged Goods is one of the finest.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can always, you know, you could always do worse than being on a label with Billy Childish.
Exactly.
So a lot of bands that play music like yours are sticklers for old gear and recording to tape and things like that. Does that apply to you guys too, or do you care about things like that?
Yeah, we do the gear stuff. Flavia plays a 63 Selma Zodiac twin 50 amp. And,
unfortunately, not bringing to the US.
Not in the US, unfortunately.
No.
That's because airplanes.
Yeah.
I normally play a 61 Ludwig kit.
Mm.
So, but when we built our own in 2019, we built our own vintage recording studio here in Denmark, not really close to us.
Because we're not satisfied with any studio.
Star Sounds recording studios, and we built this all from scratch. We spent everything we owned because we could see 2020 was going to be great.
Yeah, we
had so many shows. We had so much we could
spend all the money. Yeah,
we could invest all the money and recoup it and still make a living of 2020.
It was a very good idea. I mean, I would say.
But now we have the Killers studio here, and most of it, like 99%, is vintage stuff. It's 60s. Telephone and all kinds of really
reverb that you can have, like
we built an echo chamber, underground echo chamber, because we wanted to do back in mono album.
Right.
And but we record. We have a Telephone M15A tape machine, but it is only used for mastering stuff. So we actually record on Apple and in a Logic.
So we use
everything goes through all the old stuff, and then it goes to. So the computer is mainly the recording device. So
right. You know, I've talked to other musicians who say that the reason for that kind of devotion to the gear is it actually doesn't just impact the sound, but it's part of the music. That I've talked to blues guys who say, you know, we couldn't record this album the same way and get the same results if we were playing on new guitars and new drums. It just you don't write the same songs. You know, do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just like the sound, the right sound. But also, I really think maybe it's too hippie to say, but it has a soul. You know, the instruments. You can see it's been around, you know, and then you think how many people make music with this instrument. I just played this 9-string guitar that I want to buy. You know, you can see it's been around. It was from the 60s, 63. So you just feel, okay, wow, it comes with a story. It comes with a feeling, with a soul, you know. So, and I mean, we could never record back in mono in a super high-tech new stuff with the plug-in reverb. I mean, all these plugins. I mean, it's just absolutely impossible, you know, in my world at least. So, and also I think when the stuff is super produced in the modern stuff with the Pro Tools, you know, at least in Brazil was a very traditional. Everything was in the click, and then it did the drums to be perfectly in the voice at perfect pitch, and then in the end you lose all the, you know, the feeling of the music and the rawness and, you know, that the soul. So I think, of course, we don't want to do super trashy. I mean, we did this before, but but that's the way they recorded in the old days too. You know, you arrived there with the old instruments. Okay, so there was a few takes you can make. Maybe you could do overdubs, of course, but you know, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. You're gonna hear mistakes everywhere in the old jazz albums, or you know, in the, I don't know, there's a Ruby Tuesday few, which is a little crook there, you know. And I think it makes it alive. It makes it like a human. So definitely.
Where are the mistakes on this album?
Oh, I know where they are, and I hear all this. But I hope people don't. I hope people don't hear them. I do. Anyway, I mean that there's mistakes there. You have to find it by yourself.
All right. What
Maybe
is,
some people don't find it. You know, I don't know.
we could have a contest.
Yeah, find the mistakes.
What is it about the duo format that you really like, that makes it the perfect sort of format for your band?
It's we never thought about it. It was just it was a love story in the studio. Also, we just went. Hey, we were. I don't know. Remember if we were? Yeah, we just thought, hey, let's go to the studio. We had a few songs.
We never planned being.
We never planned to do the band. Also, it's but it just was just so special when we just finally got together. It was an explosion of the sound. It was really special for both of us.
Not placed for anyone else.
And we just took the challenge on, because playing as a duo was really hard.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people think it's super easy, but you have to be extremely creative to play the right thing, the right moments, and the timing. And because we're only two, we don't have this big bass to fill out the stages. We don't have extra stuff, and so
it's really tough.
It was really. It took us also many years to really perfection this the shows and how to play and fill out. Because if you watch duos nowadays, it gets boring quite fast, huh? It's,
we also
it's building up a 1 hour 15 set and not getting it boring was a really big challenge. And
because we like also to have this showmanship, you know. We not go there and just play the song.
No.
We wanted that people get a show, and it took many years that we have a show that people like, that show is actually cool for playing after a band was 5-piece. So you know, I don't think we're behind anywhere, but it took many years, because I mean, we don't have a saxophone solo, we don't have an organ solo, we don't have something different, you know. Then you have to make something different with the, you know, the showmanship, or with your guitar sound, or with the tambourine in the hand while you play. So it's so many stuff we've been developing to make it work, you know, musically live. But in the studio, it works super good. Live, it works super good. But of course, all the logistics, because we're also a family, we have a son together. So if we put somebody else, you know, now we have to tour here, we have to tour. I mean, we tour a lot. It's not everybody who actually has, you know, this drive and actually the energy for doing what we do. You know, it's crazy. We did last year 142 shows. So yeah, it's a lot. We play a lot. So you know, to put
plus an album, huh?
Yeah, plus an album. So you know, to put somebody else in the band that will have totally, you know, new energy, and so all the logistics, you know. So we think, you know, there's actually no place for.
No, but often this when we decided, okay, we want to do this stuff, and we also want to live of this. So it's also this logistic part of we don't have the urge of bringing more people in. That's for sure.
And it's like one hotel room.
But then, you know, suddenly we found out, wow, we can actually skip being employees somewhere. It's can actually stay at home and live of this stuff here. And
exactly,
this is also when you have to be clever with the expenses and stuff. So so it's the duo format is many things. So it's not just
there's many advantages too.
But I love the sound of when you actually know how to play as a duo. I love this sound. It's a very interesting sound, I think.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, who could you get? Because anybody would just be stuck in the middle between you guys. It'd be, I think, a horrible place to be in. No offense, you know.
Yeah, we can, you know, we are about, you know, we are in the process of expanding the live production team, and we've had some few sound techs to go along with us. We have to, because it's been Flavia and I only for some years now, and now we have to learn how to bring other people into
we have now
something.
sometimes we think, okay, but I should do that now. I do that. So it's
Yeah.
hard also to let go. And the people, now they're helping.
We're totally James Brown, but we are hands on everything.
Everything.
Yeah,
So we're totally control freak, and musically and also with management and everything. So now when you actually have a management, so you have to learn also, okay, to let go, because we have eyes, we're like taking care of business, that's our life, that's what we do, with a big passion, with a big drive, and it's sometimes we're here at home with our son playing and say, oh, did you send an email? Yes. And so, we're like, it's just part of a.
So if you're fighting off stage before the show, is the show better?
Yeah.
I played. It's not.
It
It's
doesn't
very.
need to be fighting me. You
It's
can be fighting
very.
anyone.
It's very rare that we actually fight. It's we can discuss, of course, no problem. This is we discuss and we just discuss sometimes. But many times with a sound text, especially, I get pissed off. And it can be many things. I think the sound sucks, or they are not competent, or many stuff. But I play extremely. I play really well when I'm pissed off.
Yeah, some of bad sound engineers.
Yeah, man. Then
So you just have to keep getting him pissed off before every show. Is that the trick?
Because
there has to be dynamics in the show.
you never know when you're gonna get pissed off.
No,
I mean, usually very calm.
But when we're super stressed or we just rush on stage.
Yeah, some of our best shows were like traffic jams, 9 hours in a car, and we arrived, we lost sound check. Arrived there, boom, and then we got a book for our first booking agent in Germany. He saw a show like that. He said, wow, you arrived like with a drum kick in the middle of the audience, and pissed off. So sometimes you get very great shows with that energy.
So this is your first time coming over to North America to play. Have you ever been here before just to visit?
We just played South by Southwest in March.
Oh, okay.
First time we've been there. I mean, I've been there as a 7-year-old to Disneyland, but I don't know if that counts. But my first time in South by Southwest as a grown up also, it was a great festival. It was really nice, and we met some great bands, great people. We had a very good time.
So but in terms of, coming over for an extended stay and traveling around the country, what are you most excited about, most interested in seeing, most interested in doing, aside from obviously playing the shows?
Well, if you're going to San Francisco, you have to wear flowers in your hair. I mean, come on, we're gonna play there. I'm very excited. Yeah, that's kind of music I've been hearing since I've been listening to since I'm a kid. So when we're in the East Coast, I want to go to Memphis. I want to go to Graceland. Of course, I want to see. There's so many stuff we want to see. But usually we play every day, so it's kind of very. But I think San Francisco and the whole California thing. We love the California sound, the birds, and all this kind of band. So it's going to be amazing to be there.
Yeah.
So, but also Al Green's church, I heard in Memphis is great. So. I think I want to see rock history everywhere. It was a little bit like our first UK tour, when we play in venues that we know, Damn played here before, this kind of stuff is really cool. So it's like the Kings song I always talk about, places in London that you can just hang out, so it's I think it's going to be a little bit like that vibe, just.
And you're going to be adding to those record collections, shipping a lot of stuff back home?
I hope so.
Let's see. We normally bring stuff home.
Yeah, we always bring stuff home.
Yeah.
So give me the tips of good record shops. That would be awesome.
And are you already working on the next album?
Yes, we just came yesterday from some songwriting session with our producer, Søren Christensen. He's in a great Danish band called the Blue Van. He's an organ player, and we have been writing songs with him since second album started a little bit. I was writing everything before, so it's great to have a third person when we're writing songs. So it's great to work with him. So we just actually, I think yesterday, we did 2 great songs.
We did a hardcore.
Yeah.
We did 1 or 2 shows last week. was it 1 or 2 shows, 3 shows?
Yeah, it
3
was.
shows?
We've been in a very hardcore agenda.
I think we did 3 shows in Denmark, and then we had a record Saturday,
session,
Sunday
Sunday.
recording session for
Songwriting.
Cleopatra Records in USA.
Uh,
And then we did a Monday, Tuesday was songwriting session for the new album for Damaged Goods. And yeah, so and today was just a lot of
yeah, I think since we left
office work here.
yeah,
It's,
from the Germany tour straight to the UK tour and straight here to Denmark too. And I mean, the last 3 weeks have been like crazy.
Yeah.
And I think we wrote 2 great songs yesterday. So we have around 5-6 songs for the album now.
Well, what's the next stage in the evolution then of the sound?
It's gonna be the cool thing about all this Spector sound, wall of sound that we're really digging now is first of all, it's very unique, and it's and also the fact that we actually managed to recreate the sound is really fantastic. And so we want to continue the sound at least, but it's gonna be more. It's gonna be steps towards soul and the garage soul, and
Yeah, we did a very groovy
also
one.
very much.
I can see that Turner, but that's funny with Phil Spector because he did the
Yeah.
Beatles, he did the Ramones, he did I Can See Turner.
Like
So
that.
we can go to so many directions still using the wall of sound. So
Yes.
we did a very groovy number because we dig a lot I Can See Turner, especially the revenue and the old stuff, dirty soul. We love Motown. I think people can hear in songs like Ringo, for example. We've been using the Motown beats a lot. So I think it's gonna go a little soul, but also the duos we love. Nancy
We dig
Lee.
Nancy and Lee very much right these days, and so this is also big.
Yeah.
This big sound and birds.
Sonny and Cher.
Cher.
And lots of, I just got a 12-string guitar, so all the California sound is coming also through a little birds vibe. So I think it's gonna be like I said, we like many things. We love rock and roll.
Correct.
Since the 50s, since rockabilly, and we're big Elvis fans, both of us. And we love so many stuff.
That's what you just said. This wall of sound is you can go all the way.
Exactly,
You can go doo-wop, you could go 60s girl group, you can do the Beatles stuff, solo careers, Argentina, you can go Ramones, you can go. It's really a fantastic opportunity of going so many places there. So
so we're definitely
the wall of sound is going to continue for a long time.
Yeah, but we're not doing Backing Model number 2. We always want to try to different stuff.
Yeah,
so.
well, you have to, yeah. Obviously Spector's gone, and I don't know if you'd want to work with him if he wasn't gone anyway, because he'd just be pulling a gun on you or something. But is there somebody that you would love to work with? Who would be sort of the, if you could wave a magic wand and either write or be in the studio with somebody, who would it be?
Darlene Love, if she could feature.
Darlene Love would be nice with.
We actually wrote her, she never replied.
No, we actually tried to contact. She never replied. So
I think
we're here.
Darlene Love.
Darlene.
I'm sure she's watching.
We would love to have her featuring. I could not sing near her at all, but
Mary Weiss from Shangri-La. She's fantastic too.
Yeah, we would love to.
And some of these the girl group queens that were left, and we would love to work with. It would be fantastic for the sound, and but also Billy Childish could be fun to do. To do something with, and then obviously the head Quetes with backing voices could be really cool, and so yeah.
And you'll be meeting
invite them if they're gonna accept you.
Carole King could be nice to write a few songs with her.
Oh yeah, wow, awesome.
Yeah,
she wrote such fantastic songs. We're big fans of her songwriting.
Who? Sorry, who was that?
Carole King.
Carole King.
Oh yeah, well yeah, of course, yeah.
So
well,
I think that
your lips to somebody's ears somewhere, hopefully.
Yeah, it could be nice.
Really
Here. So
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, listen, this has been a blast. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me today. It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you. Yeah, and
right.
talk to you. I hope to see you in the shows. You have to go all the way from Canada to the West Coast. So I don't know.
That's okay. It's not as far as you guys are traveling. So
yeah, exactly.
We're coming
That's
further away from.
But I hope to see you in Canada someday.
All right. Well, listen, thanks again for your time. Thanks for this album and all the music. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you somewhere down the road.
Yeah. See
Thank
you
you so
there.
much, Darren.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Everybody. Bye bye.